Hi, my name is Patricia Coleman, and I'm here as Creatively Being. Today I am going to share with you my new developing line of fabric on Spoonflower that is mostly based on my art, or some new inspiration, because I'm pretty much inspired a lot by many things in life. So I'm not doing what do you call it, an unboxing or anything like that, because I've already unboxed what I have here, and I've been making very small posts on my Instagram account, which is Patricia C. Coleman Art. And, well, I'm not going to keep talking. I'm going to just jump in here and show you my fabric. The first piece that I'm going to show you is Moon Face, and I want you to get a good look at her. Here's Moon Face, and I am very pleased at the way that it printed. And Moon Face, to show that it's based on my art, comes from this shield piece. It's an acrylic on canvas that I made in 1996. So I'm going to keep going. Here's another piece. I love crows. I think that they're some of the most intelligent birds on the planet, and they're really beautiful, and I just see them as beautiful dancers. And, well, there are lots of beautiful dancers on this earth. Here's a piece that I call Caterpillar Pages. Well, Caterpillar Pages really is pages of a book. This is a book, and it's based on the one of Hetty Kyle's forms, and I think I've got some information about her blizzard form. And I love that form because it is really versatile. And here, it's the blizzard reversed, but with tiny little blizzards inserted in it, and it all turned out looking like a caterpillar. The next piece I'm going to show you is based on an origami piece. I'm a pleater, a folder, a tessellator. I'm a person who plays with paper and gets really excited playing with paper. And I took one of my pieces that I called my origami animal, and I played with it on the computer, and this is the beautiful design that I got from that. And because I keep playing with paper, and I have to say that I have been very, very inspired by people all over the globe through Instagram. Pleaters are pleating and tessellating and folding and origami, all kinds of stuff with paper, and I am just really appreciating and being inspired by all of this this sharing of what people are doing. And anyway, here's another piece. This piece is based on one of my designs. I call it Emerald's Wave, or Waving Triangles, because on one side it looks like it is waving, depending on how you treat it, and the other side is always different kinds of triangles, and you can have it boxy or you can have it flat. And on Instagram I have some examples of it, showing it in a beautiful blue fabric, a vest pieces I think I posted there. And here's another piece. This is the same Emerald's Wave, only it's from a different size and a different angle. It's the opposite. This next piece is, I call it braiding hair, and it is me playing with size, and it is from a painting that is, I call it a developed acrylic flow. You start with an acrylic flow, and then you look to see what kinds of things are happening in the picture, and that's what I saw and developed. And in another posting, I will show you what it actually looks like as a panel. Oh, before I go forward, I'm not sure which of these pieces are going to be available or in the exhibit, but the first weekend in March here in Bloomington, Indiana, is a huge quilt show, and it's in our convention center. And during that time period, I will be having an exhibition of small quilts, or at least a small quilt, in a place called Gather, which is on Walnut Street, and you can find information about it on the web. And during the quilt show, Margaret Fett will have some of my fat eighths and fat quarters at her table from the Bloomington Sewing School at the quilt show. So I'm going to continue showing my fabric. These are ash leaves, and they're a print. I did it's a kind of a solar print using the real ash leaves, and this is one of the results that I got, and it was done specifically for a quilt that I do plan to finish for my daughter, whose name is Ash, and her middle name is Leaf. I'm a person, I am an energy. I am an energy practitioner, and have been for most of my life. Although now most of that, my energy practicing is on myself and working with people who are very, very far away. And so this picture that I just showed you, or this piece of fabric, is based on a painting called Dancing the Panchamahabhutas, which translates into Dancing the Rainbow, which has to do with all the different forms of energy that moves through our bodies. Look at these chickens. These chickens are from the 1980s. They are actually photographs from chicken blocks that were printed using a process called print Gakko, and they were sold as a fundraiser for the Forest Watch, along with other things, and for my children. And again, because I do love my crows, this is a piece of fabric that is based on a painting called Shadow Crow. And you can pretty much see the entirety of the painting when you see the single crow standing on the staircase. And everything else is manipulation inside of the computer. But I've been loving that I can take my, like, say, a watercolor painting and put it onto fabric, because I have I've been manipulating fabric since the late 1970s and applying all different types of surface treatments, particularly those I've considered to be non-toxic. And I have really piles and rolls of hand-painted fabrics and things that now, with some of these pieces, I'm going to be creating new quilts, I don't know. I'm going to be playing a lot, and we'll just have to see what I actually come up with. And I'll show you another. This is another crow piece, and it's essentially, this is a print. This is a blow up of a crow print that I made, and I used it originally on a bookmark that was a part of a bookmarks project that placed bookmarks in libraries and other institutions that supported books around the globe. And so I was pleased to have my crow be a part of my bookmark entry. I'm not sure if you can see, but look right here in the middle, right? I'm going to point like right there. Those are little hummingbirds. And one evening I was walking with friends in my yard, and we saw, well, I think it was a hummingbird. Some people say it was a hummingbird moth, but I think it was a hummingbird. Sipping nectar from the beautiful evening primrose, and I ended up making a pastel painting of it, or pastel drawing, oil pastel, and now it's a part of a fabric design. I have a lot of fabric, so I'm going to go a little bit longer, and then I'm going to stop. This piece is a poplar leaf, and this poplar leaf is from a botanical dye, and those colors that you see here really are the colors from that poplar leaf. It is amazing what autumnal leaves will give to you, and it's different depending upon the mordants that you use. And because again I'm playing with pretty much non-toxic things and being as simple as I can, it's pretty, I think whatever I'm using to enhance my colors is something that's food-based, or it's a recycle for aluminum. I have actually soaked things in aluminum pie pans, and that has worked really well. But I'm going to continue. I have a series of peony leaves. The peony is a beautiful, beautiful plant, and this is a manipulation of the print, and at some point I'll get to the actual replica that shows you more of the natural colors that you do get in the when you're doing a botanical dye with a peony leaf. And here's that same peony leaf, but again, I'm playing with the color, and I really, really, really like all these options that I'm able to achieve, and I'm really excited to see how I put some of these things together. And I'm also very excited to share these with other people. Okay, here, this piece, those beautiful kind of maroon or madder kind of colors, that is more the actual color that you get in a peony leaf when you are doing a botanical dye on a wool fabric. And on that, I probably only morded my fabric with a sea salt. And maybe I used some aloe too, but I'd have to check my notes. And I do have a little book that I've been keeping with brief notes letting me know what type of mordant I used to achieve different things, and I think it's pretty cool. And if you're doing botanical dye, I really suggest making your own little swatch book. Okay, I love hops. I love the green man. I love the idea of the green woman. I love nature, gardening, all kinds of things. And, well, playing with hops, I first made this. And I feel like it's like Grandma Hop's Guardian. And it is the hops, when it came together. Do you see those eyes? I have been just like amazed at, just looking at this piece of fabric, looking at those eyes right there, and just thinking, wow, and looking at the forest the way it goes back through there. I think that's pretty cool. I have some other pieces of it done in different scales. Oh, I want to mention, while I'm thinking about it, behind me is the first piece that I ever printed on Spoonflower, or the first piece that I put onto my print list. And I had it on my list, really, for more than a year. And I kept trying to find other people to help me figure Spoonflower out. And I finally realized that the only way it was going to happen was for me to put my images up there. And because I'm a designer and I'm pretty much caught up in the creative mode for most of my life, I have a lot of surface design that I'm really getting excited about sharing. And, oh, that's one piece up there. And, let's see, excuse me. Okay, here's a piece that, it is from the Cat Spring Shadows series. And it's a painting called Spring Shadows. And a friend of mine looked at it and said, look at all those cats. And I thought, wow, I hadn't noticed the cats, but the moment she said that, I could see all the cat faces. I hope you could too. And, okay, back to my crows here. Okay. Look at this. Maybe I have it the wrong way. I know it just looks like, whoops, excuse me. I know it just looks like a bunch of lines and moving waves, and actually, these are waves. One night I was coming home and the crows, really thousands of crows, were flying in to do their night roosting, and I thought, I'm going to stop and take a picture of that. And that fabric that I just showed you is the result. And I call it Crow Stream, and I've learned that others taking pictures of crows flying en masse into the night are also getting a similar kind of a crow stream picture, which I think is pretty cool. It's like all that movement happening. This is another crow, and this little flying crow, is from a painting that I did back in the 1990s, and it's actually, the painting is called Crow Friends, or Friends, and I'll have pieces of it appearing in other work. And some of these pieces of art that I'm talking about might be on my website. So if you go to thequilterscomfort.com, you'll see that there is a link to Heart Rock, or to my art, or to Creatively Being, or and you can see some of my art that I've done through the years. I mean, not all of it, but just a little teeny bit. Here's the hops again, and it's the same idea But I am again playing with it. But look at that beautiful hop mandala that's happening here, and the colors. And again, we've got the guardian here. There's that guardian. There she is. And I think that she's quite beautiful. I love the wisdom of the hop being a guardian of the forest. And I know it's probably, the hop can't be a guardian of the forest, but hop is a really wonderful plant. And I'm not just talking about hops for beer making. I'm talking about using hops as an herbal. And if you go to the Spoonflower website, where I have one of my hops things up there, I have included a little teeny bit about hops, and including the fact that it contains what people consider the wonder drug, GLA. But it's antimicrobial, it's antibacterial, but that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I love plants. But looking at the hops again, here's the hops. And interestingly, I've had many people tell me that this reminds them of a Downton Abbey type piece, and I kind of laugh because to me it helps me to better understand what a fractal is and how you take something really big, and then if you go down, 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 it's still the same thing, but what you get visually is a completely different pattern. But the pattern, it hasn't, the pattern, well, it appears to be a completely different pattern. The pattern has not changed. It has just simply become a different size. And I think that I love that in patterns. And I'm going to show you one more piece from my, well, actually two more pieces from that first, my first printing. And I should say, all of the pieces that I've shown so far have been washed, and that's why you see all the fuzzy edges around them. Now this is a piece that I love it as the colored pencil drawing that it is, and I can use this as little patches, but I really want to come up with a way of really showing how fabulous this is. Maybe it simply will end up being large panels, because I think that would be really fun to quilt. So I'm going to probably do that and explore that possibility for myself. Now the last piece that I'm going to show, the last piece that I am showing here, it is huge, and so you won't really be able to see it all. It is my entry into, they had the 1 yard landscape, abstract landscape, and I'm going to hold this up and just kind of scan it by you and give you an idea of what my entry is, and you can get a better view of it if you go to the Spoonflower website and go to my designer studio, which is Quilter's Comfort _ or Quilter's Comfort. Or sometimes I find it really easy to search Google and put in Quilter's Comfort on Spoonflower, or Quilter's Comfort on roostery.com, and things come up nicely. So here it is. And I do realize that you can't really get a clear image of this piece, and at some point in the future, when I am photographing in a different situation, I will share this with you. Well, I really, really thank you if you've made it to the end here, and I hope that you come back for future videos about my fabric and my other art, and I will be posting whatever I'm doing, and it may be fabric, or it may be an acrylic painting, it may be a pour, it may be a tessellation, and well, anyway, thanks a lot. Goodbye.